In the first few seconds, everything seemed under control, at least on the surface. But deep down, something was wrong. Very wrong. When the news of Steve Wilks' dismissal began to circulate, many people blinked twice. Not by surprise, but by confirmation. That uncomfortable feeling of "I knew." Because in American football, when the defense begins to lose its soul, the clock is running. And almost always, someone pays the bill. And this time, the name was Steve Wilks. But before we get into it, if you're a die-hard Jets fan, make sure you're subscribed to Jetstream News. We're your go-to source for daily engaging content on all things. Help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers this off-season by hitting that subscribe button now. Welcome to the Jetstream News Channel, your New York Jets news channel. Here you will find fresh news, and to follow everything, don't forget to subscribe. Today, only 20.2% are subscribed to our channel. Help us by sharing, so that the news reaches many more people. Let's go to today's news. Steve Wilks is not an adventurer. He's not a dazzled newbie. It's not someone who parachuted in the NFL. We are talking about an experienced coach, driven, with decades inside the league. Someone who has built a reputation as a disciplined, demanding, and above all, traditional defensive coach. From the old guard. From that school that believes that defense is built on foundation, reading, and obsessive repetition. And maybe that's the first shock. Today's NFL has changed. Attacks have evolved. Quarterbacks think about video game speed. Motion pre-snap became the rule. RPO became a basic language. And the inevitable question began to echo inside the building. Does Wilks' system still talk to the current NFL? When Steve Wilks takes on defensive responsibility, the expectation is clear. Organization, physicality, fewer mental errors. What was seen on the field, however, was another story. Broken covers. Communication fails at the second level. Safeties arriving late. Linebackers hesitating half a second in the NFL is an abyss. It wasn't a lack of talent. That's important to say. The cast had plays. The problem was execution, identity, and trust. And when a defense loses confidence, it starts playing with fear. And defense with fear does not attack reacts. Always late. Behind the scenes, the information began to leak little by little. Nothing explosive, nothing scandalous, but constant. Philosophical differences, noise in communication with the head coach, difficulty adapting to the opponent's offensive plan week after week. Professional American football is cruel at this point. No matter your resume matters last Sunday. And Steve Wilks started missing Sundays. Here comes a point that few like to discuss, but it is fundamental. The dismissal of a coordinator is rarely just about him. It serves as an escape valve, a message to the locker room, a gesture for the fans, and often an attempt to save something bigger. When turning off Wilks, the franchise signals, "We are listening, we are reacting, something needs to change." Is it really going to change? That's another story. Steve Wilks has always been known for demanding maximum discipline, no defensive freestyle, no excessive improvisation, each player in his gap, each respected zone, each reading at the right time. But when the opponent's attack begins to exploit modern tight end mismatches such as wide receivers aligned in the backfield, constant motion, this type of rigid defense can become predictable, and predictability in the NFL is a sentence. The decision to resign did not come in a single game. It came in layers, week after week, drive after drive. Third long descents converted, red zones badly defended, the constant feeling that the opponent always had an answer, and the defense didn't. When this accumulates, the meeting room starts to get too quiet. And silence there, it's noise. Important to say, Steve Wilks does not leave the league discredited. Quite the contrary. He continues to be seen as a serious, prepared technician, someone who can deliver solid results in another context. Sometimes it's not incompetence. It's incompatibility. System, cast, philosophy, moment. Everything needs to fit. And this time, it didn't fit. Now the big question becomes the post-Wilks. Who takes over? Will there be a real change of philosophy or just cosmetic adjustment, more aggressiveness, more pressure, or the same defense with another name on the badge? The NFL is full of examples of layoffs that changed everything, and others that changed absolutely nothing. There is also the human factor. Coaches are not disposable parts. They create bonds, build routines, influence careers. When a coordinator falls, players feel. Some breathe a sigh of relief, others lose a reference. It is up to the leadership of the cast to prevent this from turning into emotional noise on the field. In the end, Steve Wilks' dismissal is an old, almost biblical reminder of professional American football. No one is greater than the result, not even experience, not even a resume, not even a good intention. The NFL respects one thing above all: sustained performance. Wilks leaves. Is the problem left, or does it change shape? This answer doesn't come at the press conference. She's coming in the next games, and the season doesn't expect anyone. If the NFL history taught us something, it's simple. Firing is easy. Rebuilding identity is another conversation, and this conversation is just beginning. Jets fans, this is the moment where the franchise either learns or repeats the same mistakes. If you want real analysis, not surface-level takes. If you want honest breakdowns, not sugar-coated narratives. And if you want to stay one step ahead of the chaos surrounding this team, subscribe to the channel now. Hit the like button so this video reaches more Jets fans who actually care about the future. Drop your take in the comments. Was firing Steve Wilks the right move, or just another reset without direction? This channel isn't about hype. And as always, go for it, Jets. Thanks for watching.